book doesn't start at chapter 1. You need some stuff at the beginning and the end called front matter and back matter. Now, I have a whole video that explains what everything is. Today, I'm going to walk you through how to add it to Vellum. So when you're formatting, you get your book looking as professional as possible. Hi, my name is Jennifer Gregson. I am a young adult indie author and a professional formatter who is here to make your indie author journey just a little less stressful and a whole lot more fun. So today is the final video in my 3-part Vellum styling series, and we're going to just dive right on in so that I can show you exactly how to add front and back matter in Vellum, easy peasy.
Hello, we are back in our Vellum test book, and I'm going to show you today how to easily add front and back matter. So if you're in your test, well, we are in the Vellum test book document, but when you are in your document, you're going to come down to this little gear icon, and it's going to have a lot of things pre-set for you. You just go to add element, and you can see here there's a copyright, dedication, epigraph, and the table of contents. Now, most of the time, it's going to add the table of contents for you, but there is a way to add it if you want it to look a very specific way. There's also forewords, introductions, prefaces, and prologues. This is all front matter. Then you've got the epilogue and afterwards and endnotes, a bibliography and acknowledgments about the author and also by. These are your back matter. Now, if you're not doing one of these pre-mades, I can kind of show you a little trick. But let's just show you how to do this. So you add in the copyright, and it's going to give you one, but you can also get one from somewhere else. And all you have to do is highlight this and put your text in. Like it's just like anything else. But they do give you sort of a template, which is nice. Now let's add in another one. Let's add in the dedication, right? They're literally just going to give you something. So let's say you want to dedicate it to me for my favorite YouTube author, Jennifer. Oh, thanks. That's so sweet, right? You can type that in. You can put all of this into a document and copy and paste it in. There's a couple different ways to do it. You can sort of format this a little bit if you wanted to do an alignment block. Or change it into like a bold. Oh, I didn't highlight it. Hello. You can bold it or underline it. Like there's a couple things you can do. Let's add one more. So let's say that you want to do something sort of different. Let's say you want to add a quote, right? You can use sort of any of this dedication or the epigraph, right? And let's say you want it to say, thanks, and you want it to say that at the top, you can show heading and it'll show the heading. And then you could put your quote, hello. I clicked a button and it disappeared. Where'd it go? There we go. So if you want like something cool at the top, why do I keep hitting that? I'm so sorry, guys. So if you want there to be a heading, that's how you would do it. You'd go up here to the gear icon, and there's a couple of different things you can do. You can convert it to a different element. You can say it's uncategorized, and then you can call it whatever you want. That's sort of the little trick to adding whatever you want. And then if you want this to look, see how it's already sort of formatted? You can format this a couple of different ways. You can clear the formatting and start over, but that's a way to add in some other stuff. So now let's look at the back matter. So let's put in an acknowledgments, and it'll say acknowledgments, but you can call it whatever you want. You can say thanks to my fans, ... and it will change it. And then in here you can write, you are the best. Thanks for reading my book, Jennifer. And then I want that to be italicized, right? Again, you can put a lot of this into a document and copy and paste it into here. You can change this to anything you want. It can literally just say acknowledgments. You can also hide the heading so that that does not show up at all. And then again, you can convert it from here to like, oh, wait, I actually want this to be an epilogue. And then it changes it right there. You can also add a subtitle. So let's say epilogue later that night. I don't know. It'll show up. So you can do a couple of different things depending on what you're converting it to. So the bibliography also has that subtitle, so you can take that out. And then you can add in your bibliography here and it'll, once it's all formatted, it looks nice. What other things? Let's see. You could include this in all editions or just the ebook or just the print. I don't know if you'd want to do it through bibliography, but you might want to do that. You might want to say where to begin the bibliography, like you only want it to start on the right side. So there's a couple of different things that you can do. Let's convert this to about the author, not also by. Hello. About the author. You can add in photographs here of yourself. I don't have one handy, so I'm just going to use this nice little one that I used earlier with Sarah. And you just decide how big you want it, if you want it to wrap around the text like that. And then you would just put your bio here, and then you can add in your social media links and it will show up, which is nice. So it's really easy, and then you just move stuff around. So you have the title page, the copyright, the dedication, and the thanks. The thanks I've decided that I'd rather have at the end. You just move it. Boom. You see how that is? You just grab it and drag it. And then again, you would just check and make sure everything looks good on all of the things. Okay, it looks great on the Kindle. I like that, how it ends. And then it has the thanks and then about me. And then, oh, let's see what it looks like again in the print. Yep, that looks great. And then you can click up here to the title page and make sure everything looks good from the beginning to the end. So you can see my copyright page, my dedication page, my map that I did in the images. If you haven't seen that, that's my map. And then you can go right into here and you can see the contents keeps up with the stuff at the end. You can see here there's some information about how to build your thing, and then you can again include it in only the print. Sometimes with ebooks, I don't always put my table of contents in the ebooks. Just depends. But you can just do one or the other, which is nice. And that is how you add front and back matter really, really easy. Again, if you have something special, you can just do uncategorized, and call it whatever you want. So let's say you want to do a teaser for book 2. You can call it whatever you want. You can add a subtitle. So like my second book is called Terra Firma. So I would do teaser for book 2, Terra Firma, and then I would write, I can't talk today, Terra Firma. And then you could put your teaser here in this cool stuff happens here. And it would show up nice and neat right there. And then you can decide you want to include that only in the ebook. And it'll show you what it looks like on the Kindle. You can also see what it looks like on the Kobo reader, on an iPad, or on an Android. And again, you can just move stuff around. So let's say you decide you want to put the teaser right there instead of before the thanks. You've got it. And then once you're all done, you're just going to generate all of your files and you are good to go.
So as you can see, Vellum really does make it super simple to add things and gives you a lot of leeway for customization. But if you're having trouble, if you're not liking what's happening, if you don't want to learn this at all, then please click the link in my description box below to get on my calendar so that we can discuss hiring me as your professional formatter. I make things super simple. I can take really simple novels and get them done in 1 week turnaround usually. You got images, some charts and graphs, a lot of extras we'll have to discuss, but I would love to talk with you, so just click the link below and let me know. And that completes my 3-part vellum styling series. Now, if you've been watching these and you're like, whoa, I have questions about X, Y, and Z, please drop them in the comments below. And I'll do a part 2 of this series. I'll add some other videos for sure. I don't want anyone who's doing it themselves to feel completely left out. So if you are doing it yourself, if you've done it yourself in the past in vellum and you're super confused about something, I would like to make a video for you. Otherwise, I hope everyone has a lovely day, and I will see you next time.